Good morning. Yes, I am either late or early. It just depends how you look at it. How is everyone? I am here a little ad hoc-ish because what I wanted to do was, I forgot the iPad. What I wanted to do was just relax into the Sunday morning reading, and I had actually scheduled it for 8:30 rather than the 8 o'clock because it's a Sunday and because I can. So that's why you got a fairly long introduction for the music, with the music and the time here now, before the 8:30, but after the usual 8. So there you go. It's just lovely to surprise people sometimes, and that's what I felt like doing. So we've got, I'm just showing Trina, you're here over on the Facebook, mytimetv.live, and we've got someone who's either in the group or somewhere, but I can't remember what group that one is, but that's okay. Now that I am actually live, I can take down that little message, can't I? And we can actually get into the live stream, the live reading of the cards. I've actually done them a little differently as well this morning, because every so often we do, well, I mean, you do feel like a change, don't you? We've had so much change in the last year. It's almost a bit ridiculous, but, life really can be like that, where 2020 was definitely the upheaval of many people's lives. And as we're moving further and further, very quickly, I might add, into the 2021, that what are we going to be faced with? Who knows? And it is why a lot of people actually like to consult with some cards and have something that's giving them guidance. And that's what we are here for. So it's wonderful to see you, Anthea. Lovely to have you here too on the My Time TV. And we've got Virgo Queen visiting or seeing us, watching from the YouTube channel. So lovely to have you here. But I'm going to move into the cards, and we can spread ourselves into that feeling and touching upon our own inner guidance and things like that as we're looking at a set of cards laid out before us. And here we've got them. The deck that I've decided to use this morning is this Lenormand deck. And good morning, Christine. Lovely to see you here. That's the one thing, since I'm using an eCam camera, virtual camera, the people who are actually watching via my profile and the Facebook reading group, card reading group, you will see the comments coming up across both platforms. This is the Pixies Astounding Lenormand deck. You can't quite see the bottom there with the rain. It's Edmund Zabransky, I think. Zabrowski. Edmund Zabrowski is the author of this set of cards in particular. And I know, Christine, you've actually got a set of cards yourself as well, some lovely little guidance cards. I actually particularly like your little set because they're in the hand, easy to shuffle. And at the moment, I must have still put them there in the drawer at the moment. You can't have every deck of cards that you own sitting out on a desk, as much as I'd love to. And good morning, Sue. It's lovely to see you here too. And where was I? That was just a notification that popped up that surprised me, but that's all right. We're going to keep on with these cards because I've actually decided to do just a different spread this morning. All I felt like doing, it was actually the circle. I'm feeling that circle feel this morning. So I've done it as 3 above and 3 below. It's almost like it is, and I don't know a great deal about a Wicca and that form of understanding what is our natural beingness, because I do feel that that's what it is. It's me that, I mean, Christine, you may be able to enlighten me. But it feels like it's as above, so below type of thing. And because I've heard that saying many times, I have read a little bit about it, but it's like one of those things where you can actually be, good at a lot of things and master a none. So in that respect, with what that understanding is, it's certainly something I'd need to do a little bit more of the research on. Now, what I'm feeling around the cards with this being, if I'm going to actually create it as a hemisphere there. So above there is what our conscious thoughts are, is how I'm going to read these. And below here is what's in that subconscious level of how we're feeling today. I'm only doing these spreads as a general reading for our today's energy, not anything so much of other understandings or whatever. It's spreading it out over eons, so to speak. But of course that does come into what our understanding of our presence in a today goes. So Caro, good morning, Caro. How are you? All the way there at Meningie? Well, I'm assuming you're at home. And Christine, thanks for sharing this. So it's the balance in synchronicity organically happening. Yeah, that's sort of how I did feel. It was my understanding of it as well. So thanks for sharing that. And we've got Chloe Dickinson here, and you're watching on YouTube. Thank you for being present with us. These are not a specific card reading that is individualized session today, Chloe, that it is a general card reading. Here we've got, this is from my website, still in creation, but there is some reading spots available there. You book in there, and I'm pretty sure that it's a WooCommerce base. I'm not sure how that works yet. This is where it's in development still. I just wanted to get it out there and happening. And Kathy, good morning to you. So so you are good, Cara. That's great. And you are in Meningie. Good. Goody. And we've had some rain here, so I'm not sure what that's been like at Meningie. Overnight, I put some clothes out overnight, of course, and they're still wet. That's what life is, isn't it? Sometimes we actually do have the surprises of weather. We have the surprises of other people's actions with us. We have the surprises of just a plain out surprise. And it was surprise, yes, I'm later than usual this morning. But I did start earlier than what I'd put in the advertised event. Oh, not advertised, but, the published event in the mytimetv.live. We are going to get to the reading. We'll do the cards now. So it is a Sunday. It's time to relax and gel, zen out, all that. The whip and the lady and the birds is what we've actually got in our conscious thoughts. So I know for myself, and I do read in that context of self a lot of the time, because what other way can we actually have but our own interpretation of where we're coming from? And you have had a drizzle. Well, that's good in the Meningie realms. Yeah, it's wonderful to actually have spaces and places that we can call home, even though I'm not living there anymore. Lovely to see friends that are. Where was I up to? You might think I'm a bit airheaded this morning. Well, I sort of had a sleep in, but didn't because I woke up at 6 o'clock, so stayed up anyway. I could have done this earlier, but we're here now. The whip is about work. To me, it really does bring those visions of the cattle yard and having the stock whip there and hearing that crack as we were moving the cows along. And it feels like that to me every time I see it. It's just that, oh, got to get some work done, got to get some work done. And I tried to clean out my sewing room yesterday. I started, and it does have a lot of things packed away in it because I needed to clear out another room so that I don't have 3 junk rooms in the house. The purposes of moving stuff out, decluttering, simplifying, getting all of that those things that we just don't need or use anymore, move it on for somewhere else and someone else to actually use. Most of it will be that, but it's that time it takes to actually move those objects. And the lady in this one is definitely the me, and that conscious thoughts, it's only something that I can do. And some of it really is only what you can do because you need to be getting your stuff in order, my stuff in order, and that time of thing. And Cara, you're mentioning you were up at 6 as well. And exactly that. It is the getting things in order. So moving, deciding which I really want to keep for sentimental value or not, what really needs to be kept because I do anticipate doing some sewing. I've got the fabric, I've got the pattern, I want to make a caftan. It is that purpose in mind, but how much I need to actually clear out before I get that. It's almost like getting all the ducks in a row. I haven't quite got that there, but I want to be able to wear the caftan this summer, not the next. So it really is cracking the whip and getting that into action. So that's my example of what might be some of your purpose today, what you're consciously thinking about. And with the birds being present in this top spread too, is to actually improve that communication. There might be times where you need to either ask for help or ask an opinion, that type of thing, because I do have a partner and we do share space, and it does sometimes move into that realm of I might need to ask because it could be something he'll use, or just to get that help and advice because it needs to be some of the severity of no, when did you last use that? What are you going to use it for? All of that sort of thing, and probably with that tone, who knows? And yeah, lovely. Great. So you're thinking through for you what you've got around you in your situation today, what you're planning today. Communication is going to be part of that. So I do keep being reminded, though, with the birds that it's not communication about others, really, because that then can get into that sort of gossipy sense where, the natter of birds and the rest can be very irritating and not for any good purpose. Make your words matter and be to good purpose. So that's what I'm feeling with this conscious level of what my day is going to be bringing for me. So feel into that, what it's actually going to mean to you. Remember, most times I do remind you to actually, to tune into your own psychic abilities, to your own guardian angels, your guidance in whatever way you receive your inner messages. Do tune in. Which of these cards is actually standing out for you? And in that subconscious level, we do have the ship, the stork, and the cross. So it is about change. It's moving energy through, and it's shifting emphasis. It's actually, having a bit of a change around. Now, for me, in the context of I am going to be still moving through getting the stuff out of the room and changing the room itself, maybe it just depends, because you're limited by some things, which is what the cross is putting on us at times, is the limits that we put on ourselves with how we see and perceive our journey sometimes. We've got the freedom of the ship and how that moves so easily on the waters with the winds and the water, and just being able to turn your rudder in a particular way, and you shoot off really fast with the following wind. And there's so many ways that we can travel around and change things. The stork being that nesting type of a creature, as far as the pairing up of storks for life and the nesting, and I'm pretty sure they do return to the same nest, but they freshen and change it up each season. So, this room's going to be freshened and changed up for sure at some point. I'm hoping I can do this today, all things being equal. Whoops. So keep in mind, what do you feel at that subconscious level? What is actually your ultimate goal in what today's bringing that you're not consciously aware of, but if you really sat and thought about it, would pop into your mind that, oh, I'd like to do that. I'm feeling that's what these three cards are. I'd really like to have the change and having that extra bit of freedom, be able to move around with the wind, so to speak. So we've got the cross coming in as part of that energy as well, because there certainly are some things that we need to be doing that are our responsibility, but let the rest go. We don't have to pick up everybody's workload as well. So, and we've got, I'm going to say good morning to Amira, and the My Time TV crew can see that one, not those who are on the profile. But hey, it's all good. We're here in the places and spaces we need to be. And Amira, this isn't a individual card reading, it's a general one for the day. So I'm just sort of on the tail end of it. You may need to actually go back and watch the replay from the start. Oh, probably not from the start if you're not into the music side of it, but the intro does have a little bit of music that I've played. Beautiful stuff that I really enjoy from Terry Lee Britton. He's a very creative musician. So those things that are your responsibility, yeah, sure, you've still got to keep on with some of that load, but the cross, there's that saying, the cross you've got to bear type thing. We don't have to bear everybody. So that's where I was actually at. So change up things to what you're actually needing to have as your purpose. What you feel on that deepest inner sense and level is your purpose in life. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. And probably another reason why many people do come to have readings and, have the guidance that we do seek. It's a great way of tapping into your own inner being by having these reminders and someone helping along with giving readings and things. That's possibly why you're here. It's just to get that little bit of focus. So here's focus in the lily card right in the center. It is about peace and finding that beautiful essence of allowing in that. The history of the lily card is about the history and the ancestry and those who've come before us. So we've actually got that as our central card with this spread, and it's feeling into that others have brought before us in ages past through our genetic pool, through what we know of the history of our family and the people who we are closely connected to. And even as far as what the world history, our town, our country, our states, at whatever level, it brings in what is the history to have learnt from, and actually influencing where we are right now as to what we can move into in the future. Allow it to be that peaceful energy, that loving energy of all that has been, and moving it into our future. And our future is only just the next minute, the next hour, the next day. It's not completely all about what you're planning for this coming year towards the end of it for Christmas again, because I did have someone cheekily say how many days it was to Christmas. We've just got past the last one. It was said jokingly, but it's interesting how quickly our time does pass when we look too much forward. and we're not taking notice of what is our present moments right now. So what I would actually suggest to you is definitely sit with that inner being sense of who you are and allow that peaceful energy of that who you are to really surround you and wrap yourself with those loving arms in many respects of wow, for me it really is an amazing energy to do that. At any point in time that you really feel that you need to actually um, go into that inner space, it is for so many so difficult, but it is so easy. It's sitting, standing, laying, whatever, having in those moments where you can just sort of close your eyes, but you don't even have to close your eyes. You can be staring. It's like that. What's the feeling that I feel when I do it, when I can do it is, look, I suppose it really is like a daydream that you actually just, you soften your focus, you bring that energy feel into your heart space and focus there. Just allow it to be that focus and feel the energy of the body, feel the energy of the mind, feel the energy of those auric fields surrounding us. Those who know what I'm talking about will have experienced the aura and the further energy fields and what is our connection to humanity. Test out your own waters with that. What are the boundaries? It's limitless, actually. We are the ones who put our own boundaries around us. So allow that to open and blossom and feel that peace of the lilies. It is the central card for today. And as I looked at that, it is my central card for today. Feel the peace as I'm going about what my intentions are with a room to clear space as well as clear energy and allow that to fall away that's not needed anymore. So thank you for joining with me this morning to share this space and time in beautiful cards, beautiful focus on something that is other than that, worries and the fears and all of that. It's lovely to have you present here in the energy that you bring to a live stream. I just love it. So tomorrow morning will be a lot earlier because I have actually got a volunteering day tomorrow, and that starts at 8:30. I've got to be there. So I think I've scheduled the live for tomorrow at 7. If you can't make it in person to watch it as a live stream, it's certainly available straight away afterwards as at whatever time's convenient for you as the replay, and still relevant through the whole day. Whenever you can pick up, spend time with yourself and allow that focus to be on what guidance you're receiving as you see the cards. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think it's 7. Hey, it doesn't matter. I might be on later on through this afternoon as just an ad hoc. Who knows? Just keep an eye on the space with mytimetv.live or my Boundy pages. So, and everyone, thank you, Trina. That's lovely sentiment to have an enjoyable Sunday. Everyone, have an enjoyable Sunday. Be the best you. Enjoy, and namaste.